Hey there, Cary here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk all things mindset, motivation, and manifesting. In this video today, I'm going to give you some tips on how what you're bringing into your life, to be aware of what you're bringing in and utilize it to level up and be more efficient, effective for success, happiness, and everything else that you're looking for. So stay tuned for that. Question we're going to start with. What are you consuming? Now, I'm not after your secret family recipes here or discover new ways to cook protein pancakes. What I'm looking for is for you to be intentional and aware of what you're actually consuming. So how do you consume? What are the different ways you're consuming? Immediately when I talk to anybody about what they're consuming, they talk about or they think of what we're eating and drinking, which makes sense. There's two other ones that we're going to get into in a minute. So if you think you know what they are, you can type them in the comments below before we get there. But when you're eating and drinking, so of course, making healthy choices is important. And I'm not going to make a giant nutritional video. That's not what this is all about. But yeah, you want to be making healthy choices. One of the greatest points that I ever brought up, or not I brought up, but I heard, was when you're cooking, try to use foods that don't have other ingredients, because if that food is its own ingredient, chances are it's pretty natural. So looking at that, and I mean, obviously there's stuff all on the internet and all over the place about how to eat healthy, but if you do want some tips of that, you can reach out to me as well. But when you're consuming, here's the thing. So it's more about, I want to touch on the mindset and the energy that you're in while you're consuming, while you're eating. So we all have our moments where we eat great food, we eat healthy, we do healthy things, but then we have a treat once in a while, right? And it's to be expected. There should be balance in your life. But what energy are you in when you're actually eating and drinking it? Because that's a big part of it. Is if you're thinking when you're eating something is, oh, this is going to give me the strength and nourishment and it's going to help me build muscle and be energetic and all those things. Well, your body energetically and vibrationally feels that. And when it's digesting the food, that's how it utilizes that to an extent, right? And it's the same thing when you're drinking. And I'm going to go over a couple of tips here on that too. But that's why I'm sure we all know them, that friend or whoever family member that eats fast food nonstop. All they do is go out and they look like they go to the gym every day, but they go to 3 fast food restaurants a day. Because in their mind, in their mindset, it's like, yeah, this stuff doesn't bother me. I'm good. I can be healthy and energetic and I'm good. Now, I'm not promoting that at all. Well, depending on which fast food places you go to, there's some great ones out there. But what I'm getting at is obviously the healthy choices and the energy that you're in when you're consuming. So, and how many times, obviously, there's people that they watch what they eat, they're weighing their food, they're so intentional with it, and then all of a sudden when they have half of an Oreo or a cookie, any other cookie or a snack, chips, whatever it is, ice cream, they're like, oh, well, this is going straight to my ass. And I've been there, right? But the point is when you're thinking that and feeling that, when you're actually taking it in, your body recognizes that. And with the whole law of attraction and everything else, it doesn't hear, I want more of this, less of this. It just hears this, this, this. So when you're thinking, oh, I'm eating this and it's going straight to my butt, this is terrible, I'm going to be so tired, I'm going to feel guilty, I'm going to do this. Well, that's what your body does with that food or drink that you're consuming. So be aware of that when you're drinking. So what I've done actually, and I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard of it or not, Dr. Emoto did a study with water and froze it. And what he did was certain water, like when he froze, he played classical music, calm, relaxing music, and used words and energy and thought into the water, things like love, peace, friendship, hope, I can do this, you're beautiful, things like that. And when they looked at the actual crystals, once the water froze, it was these symmetrical patterns that were all beautiful and everything else. And the other side of that was when they froze the water, then they froze the water. They, I was going to say freeze the ice, and that's like a big thing about it. It's like it's already ice, right? I won't go into that. It's funny. You get it. Unedited videos here. That's what we do. So when he froze the water and played like really thrashy music, loud noises, and words and energy like hate and you can't do this, you're useless, and all of these things into it. It was really, the patterns were not symmetrical, they were broken, they almost looked like shattered glass, some of them. So, and you can look it up, it's Dr. Emoto, E-M-O-T-O. So my point is that our bodies are, the majority of our body is water. So the same thing happens to our bodies. Why would it not, right? So we want to make sure that you're intentional with what you're putting in and the energy and mood that you're in when you're putting it in. So what I've done with that, in knowing it, and I didn't come up with this idea, but definitely implementing it, is on all of my water bottles, I've picked words that mean a lot to me. They mean something to me, and I put them on my water bottle. I fill up my water bottles the night before, and I let the water sit in that container so that it soaks up that energy and vibration of what I want to put into that water. And then when I drink it, there's a whole bunch of science behind it, but I give the water bottle a shake, I look at it, and I read a word off of it, and whatever word kind of jumps out, however I happen to pick it up, and I just say, thank you that this water is giving me strength, or the hydration that I'm looking for to be for clarity in my thinking and things like that. So I'll actually show you. I've got the water bottle here. I don't know how good this is going to go with trying to show up. I don't know what you can see, but so here's some of the words. So faith, trust, focus, happiness, love, abundance, strength, health, clarity. So those are the ones that are on my water bottle, and so if you ever see me at the gym or out and about, or my kids use my water bottles and they have the same thing. So, but what I do when I want to take a drink, right? I take a look at the water bottle, whatever pops up. So this was focus, what came up. So then I would take a drink, and it's like, thank you that this water, I'm grateful that this water is bringing focus and clarity into my world for decisions and moving forward. So just a little something. And when you consume, again, it's that energy and vibe that you're going to take that, and you can actually feel a difference. I definitely feel a difference. I'd love for you to try it. Let me know in the comments below, or DM me if you're willing to give it a shot and see what it does. So that's the one way we're consuming, right? With eating. Next one I want to talk about is, what are you listening to? Okay, so that could be people that you're around, it could be music, it could be just loud noises that are disturbing, podcasts, or heaven forbid, news, stuff like that. But and I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, like the music that you're listening to. When we talk about what that water, when it was frozen, what different types of music did to the water, that's what's happening to your body. So that's just the energy of the actual music and the frequencies and the music, things like that. But let's go to the actual lyrics, right? Are you listening to stuff that's about shooting people and violence and cheating and beating people up and just craziness like that? Or are you listening to things that are uplifting and like energies, frequencies, beats, things like that just lift your spirits and make you feel good? It's really interesting how you do that. And there was and again, I don't know the exact study, but I was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago, and they were talking about how the music that people listen to and the impact that's around it. And it's like, heaven forbid that anyone loses their life, and it's not great when that happens, for sure. But the majority of shootings and violence, things like that, are happening if we just look at the music industry alone and where the violence and shootings and stuff like that happens. The majority of it is in the music style that whoever that is that's involved with that, that's the music that they're sharing and producing and putting out there. So, like, there's not too many classical artists that get taken out in a drive-by. So again, it's important, right? In just what we're listening to. So podcasts that uplift you, and things like that, and just kind of going through it. I mean, when it comes to the news, their job is to keep you focused on the program so that they sell advertising. And honestly, with all of the good that goes on in the world, and this is just a little aside, I'm going to go off on here, but if you had 30 minutes of a newscast and it was actually balanced to all of the good and beauty that happens in the world in one day and the negative, you'd be watching all of these uplifting, loving, caring, amazing stories, and then it'd be zip, and you'd be like, what was that? Well, that was all the bad things that happened in the world today. Like there's so much beauty in this world, but we need to focus on it, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So just again, being aware of what we're listening to, right? As you put it in. So, and I mean, even the same kind of philosophy that I have with my water, I also have with my headphones. So before I listen to absolutely everything, here's my AirPod case. I don't know if you can read what this is, but it says, you become what you listen to. And then on the other side, I don't know if you can see it or not, it says, guard your mind. Just a reminder that every single time I put my headphones in, what am I listening to? What's my intention? What is this going to do? Is this going to serve me and support me, or is it dragging me down? And, you know, and just what's it going to do to my vibe? It's so important. So, and then lastly, I want to talk about from a consuming standpoint of visually, what you're bringing in through your eyes. What are you reading? What are you watching? Like, you know, with all the options out there, there's the internet, social media, stuff like that, television, where if you actually break it down, there was a creator that I was listening to, and he describes it as tell, lie, vision. That it's like there's the truth level on what we see on TVs now is very minimal. And what's on TVs? Programming. Does that cause you to raise an eyebrow or make you nervous a little bit? Like that every minute you're watching TV, you're being programmed. And it's not like they're hiding it. It's called that. So again, being really intentional with what you're watching. Does it make you feel good? Are you watching shows about, again, violence, cheating, you know, deception and all of that? And I remember some of the shows, you know, just in the, like, you know, some of the names of the shows, like at some of the housewife shows or Girl's Guide to Divorce or whatever it was. And like all of these things like that, like, what do you, like what you focus on, energy flows, where focus goes, energy flows, and you bring into your life. So why would you watch that? Anyways, there's a heck of a lot of other things like that are so beautiful, like taking a walk in the park or spending time with family and friends and just focusing on someone you love and being in that vibe and energy than sitting around and just ticking the seconds away, wasting it watching television. So anyways, you do you. But just being a little more intentional with how do you feel after you watch these shows? What are your dreams like? Because again, that state akin to sleep, right before you go to sleep, what you're thinking about, your subliminal mind reels over and over again through the whole night. So if you watch some of these crazy shows before you go to sleep, that's subliminal what you're thinking of. And in the morning, think about it. What were your dreams that night? Did you sleep well? Were you restless? Like there's so many things that impact that. And a lot of it is what you're being programmed with. So I'll leave it there. So again, what are you consuming? And it's so important because what you consume consumes you. So now all of those, the last point I want to make is obviously what we take in through our mouths, eyes, and ears. But also it's who we're around, right? That vibration, that energy, all of that, it impacts you. So the people you surround, I'm sure you've heard the saying, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. So all of the things, I'm going to just jart back. So it doesn't have to be just people, but the people that you spend the most time with, are they someone you want to become? Are they who you're trying to aspire to be and grow? And another little aside here, if you have goals, what's your goal? Whether it's health and fitness, whether it's, you know, financial, whether it's energetically, whatever that is, whether it's education, smarts, things like that, wisdom, wealth. If you're the best person or the top of that, the pinnacle of what it means to be that, whatever you're looking for. So health, if you're the healthiest person in the group of people you work out with, you need to find a new group because there's no one there to push you to grow. Same thing. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the richest person in the room, find someone else, because what happens is there's no one there to push you forward and there's no inspiration to pull you towards those goals and improve, which we are on this earth to do, is create, evolve, expand, grow, right? So anyways, with that, that's just a little aside there. So, but going back to it, they say the 5 people you spend the most time with you become, but I think it's the 5 influences that you surround yourself with is who you become. So I listen to certain things every day for podcasts. That is one of the people that I consider hanging out and spending the most time with because they are in my ears every single day. And it's empowering messages. And again, with all of this stuff you consume, what are you doing with it? Are you just a giant storage cabinet that you're walking around with, keeping all this energy, and it's like, oh yeah, I know everything about health and fitness, but you don't do anything about it, or just, you know, all these other variables. So I encourage you and plead that you take that information, what you're bringing in, and use it for your growth, use it for your development, use it to become better. And that is what this channel is all about. Growth, expansion, as we become better versions of ourselves every single day, being grateful for who we are and what is right now, but excited for what's to come. Because the video you're getting this week is better than the video from last week. And the video that you're going to get next week is going to be better than this one. Why? Because I'm growing as well. Work in progress, as I always claim. So I am grateful for you for spending a few minutes with me today and sharing some time. I would invite you to share your thoughts and share one thing you're grateful for in the comments, right? I mean, gratitude is the foundation for everything that we're looking for with happiness and fulfillment. So I invite you to share that in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video today, by all means, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things, hit the bell so you get notified when there's new videos, and share it with a friend if you found value today. So again, thank you so much for joining. I am grateful for you. Sending peace, love, and positive vibes your way. And I'll throw a little card up if you like this video. You should check this one out next and see what you think of that. So cheers for now. See you in the next video.